All right. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Blerd Talk. We know it's been a while. We've been kind of busy, but we're still here. We are not going anywhere.
Nowhere,
How?
nowhere.
But today episode we're gonna talk about basically. Uh-oh, I see echoes.
Yeah,
Oh, my bad.
headphone.
But today's episode we're gonna talk about toxicity in the anime community as well as gatekeeping. So lately, lately in all the the media and all things that's been going on, we've been seeing like how things been evolving with both like the anime community, the subreddit community, as well as like, well, I hate to say it, anime politics. How politics have been both basically affecting both anime and comics alike. So with anime and manga being extremely popular these days and outselling most comic books by the thousands, there has seemingly been this weird push against like Japan and the anime community. Enough so it started creating like certain toxic effects. But most of these toxic effects has always been here. Personally, I've always felt anime was never really going to go mainstream. And the only reason it went mainstream is because of mostly peer pressure, following the crowd, trend. The point is like that's how I look at it. It's become more of a peer pressure, follow the crowd trend. Like back in the day when 50 Cent's published an article saying geek is the new gangster. It's a trend.
I
Most of
hate
these
that.
motherfuckers who you put in my that's how I feel a lot of anime watchers really are. Most of these people who claim to be like avid anime fans or like otaku centrals or otaku cultures, which first of all, anyone who loves anime will know to never really call themselves an otaku. But we move on from that. So,
That's what I was about to
if, I
say
mean,
earlier. Like,
if
I
you
kind of,
understand the culture, yeah, if you understand the culture at all, you would never call yourself an otaku.
What's
But we'll go
otaku?
into
Like,
that.
I really seen that word everywhere. I really watch anime, but I don't really know these names and titles and acronyms.
Okay, so in the actual Japanese culture, and as my wife explained to me one time as we got into a deep conversation, otaku is the Japanese word for a person who doesn't understand the difference between fiction and reality.
Oh,
They're the people
there's
who
illusion.
buy who yeah, it's okay to like anime, but you get people who let it become a part of their lives, and that is kind of and so much become a part of their lives. They don't want to work, they don't want to do anything. They just want to stay home and like watch anime, play games, and do all everything else. They don't contribute to society, and quite frankly, they have a hard time holding personal relationships as well as being with people. They
and then they
let
using the right terms.
Yeah, because they're losers.
Yeah, they're using the right term then.
yeah. So these the I mean like otaku culture is actually extremely looked down upon in like Japanese culture. And the thing about it though is there's nothing wrong with watching anime, but like don't let it consume your life. Don't let it become part of your life. Like don't stop living your life. Like don't let there are scenarios in where like they give how otaku culture has ruined like a relationships and stuff because someone chose an anime girl over their real life girlfriend or some shit like that. And these are actual stories.
Oh wow.
I mean, Aya has told me a lot of this stuff, and it's like Jesus. But these are actually like actual valid examples. And the thing about it though is let's talk about like so a lot of personally I feel a lot of the so-called anime fans are just DBZ watchers, and that's all they pretty much watch. If they don't if the anime isn't kind of like DBZ, they don't really care to watch it. They don't try to get into the deeper story. They don't find it interesting. And I feel like you have a lot of that lately in the anime community. But enough about basically how do you, let's hear from the other co-hosts. What are your guys' opinion on this situation?
I kind of miss gatekeepers. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I thought I would like cringe at ever saying that, but now I kind of miss gatekeepers because the problem is that we are now the hot topic. Like everybody wants to be an anime person. Oh, I love anime. Everybody wants to be about gaming. And it's become kind of sad, honestly, because now you got people who are coming in and who are mixing up the actual storylines, who are just fucking up animes. And I was talking to
They're
this.
trying to they're trying to introduce pseudo politics into animes, and like they did comics, and they're trying to do the same thing to anime that they did to comics, which basically destroyed it.
Right. And I
Yeah,
feel like now, as much as I love seeing a lot more, especially black people, I love seeing a lot more cosplay artists. I love seeing a lot more people who are just legit coming out in their themselves. I feel like there are some people who are just riding a wave.
100%. I mean, and you can kind of always tell them because, like, the Japanese have a saying, "Going fiction is fiction," which means that don't invest a lot in this fictional shit. It's just they're just cartoons, bro.
right.
Like that's the best way to look at it. And this goes back to the Gary Conway conversation that literally let a lot of people let anime. They'll let the things they see in anime give them a depiction of how they feel the Japanese culture is. They really do. And I mean, I've had arguments with people like, for a person who used to live in Japan, for a person who's married to a Japanese woman, like, and I'm not saying I'm an expert by any foremost, but I think I can at least speak on it more than someone who's never been there, and they're using a cartoon
Oh yeah.
as their basis of understanding for an entire country and culture.
Yeah.
And I can say that for a
Right.
fact, like for a person who's been there, Japanese don't even to think that the Japanese like anime is 100% effective on what you see is just foolish. It really is foolish. It really is, and it really is foolish 100%. And that's the thing, like where people don't seem to get that is I put it like this. Everyone looks at Japanese anime and they look at some of like the more hentai scenes, the more lewd scenes, and they try to use that as a judgment of the culture. But if you actually go there, the motherfuckers don't dress like that a lot.
No.
In fact, I would say that the one scene that actually gives you a good idea of how they often dress is if you watch My Scientific Railgun. The main character, Mikasa, she wears shorts under her skirt. That's kind of in like the sense of how a lot of Japanese women that I personally encountered are. They're very conservative when they're outside. What they wear, how they dress, and how they carry themselves. The thing is, like, people are letting what they see on TV basically think what they think about the culture. And Japanese anime, most anime artists, most anime animators will tell you they basically create what they think will sell. They basically write stories the way they want it. And I think one of the best articles I saw was the ones I liked that said they're not going to change anything for what foreigners want. They don't care about that.
Right. I mean, they shouldn't.
They ain't
Because
tell
that's the
y'all what they
artist's,
chose.
right, that's the artist's viewpoint. Like, either get with it or move it the fuck on.
And that's kind of where we at right now. Is I said to a friend of mine the other day, I said I think my mission now is to keep Americanism from spreading to other countries. Because Americans just like to go to other people's countries and just tell them what they feel is right based off of what their standards are. You have to understand, like, and I hate to say this about my own people, black people can be just as much as colonizers as white people. Black
Right.
Americans can be just as much as colonizers as white people. If you go to someone else's country and you're trying to tell them how they should act, how they should be, or what standards they should have because you're not used to it and you're trying to get them to accommodate to you, you're a colonizer. And that's just in the sense. You can be anybody. And that's an American thing. I'll tell you something a friend of mine from Ethiopia once told me. He's like, when it comes to black and white Americans, we don't really see a difference. You come over here, you come over to our countries, you act arrogant, and you pretend that your way is always the right way. And if we don't do things your way, then we're wrong and you're right. And you turn your nose up to us because you're just not used to how we do things. And the thing about it though is like a lot of them view us like this.
Yeah, the ignorance is bliss in America with the anime culture.
The thing about it though is watching anime used to be fun and we used to just enjoy it and try to make stories based off of it. But I feel today like it's become
It's like everything
toxic,
else.
honestly.
When mainstream hits everybody, like it was bad enough.
It's become
we
it
had
becomes like a
people who was already
competition.
right. It was bad enough we had people who saying you can't do this because you're not this. You don't fit this criteria based upon the anime. But now since it's mainstream, it happens so much. It's increased the toxicity that was already there. Because again, like everybody's like, well, I don't want to get bullied and I don't want to get canceled, but you can't be yourself at the same time. So, like, what the
I mean, quite
fuck?
frankly, I just asked the question of why people give a fuck. I mean,
Right.
like I got into an argument with somebody before about the whole Gary Conway thing, and the dude was basically saying, well, he's like, well, the Japanese is full of pedophiles, and I was like, there really aren't, bro. Like, and he's like, you're defending pedophilia. I was like, I'm not defending pedophilia. You just call the whole culture of people a pedophile based off of like 2 fucking cartoon shows because you don't fucking like them. Like, there is some stuff I do and don't watch because yeah, there is some stuff I'd be like, all right, that's a bit suspect, and I'll leave it
Yeah.
alone. But I don't, you know what I'm not doing is I'm not going to judge a fucking entire country or culture off of a fucking cartoon. I mean, if the
First of
Japanese
all,
came around and go on, BB.
First of all, let me just say this: people need to learn the difference between Japanese anime and American anime. That's the first thing. A lot of people now who hop on the bandwagon don't know the difference between the two,
Hey, for
and that's
sure,
where they
hell
get
no.
shit confused. I just wanted to
I
say
sure
that
in the hell.
because I
No,
thought
no,
about
you're
that.
right. They sure in the hell don't. And that's the thing is we reached this point where this is the kind of conversation we're having. Like, yeah, there's a few animes I look at and I'd be like, all right, that's suspect as fuck. I ain't gonna even sit there and pretend that isn't. But like, there's like, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh man, all Japanese culture is full of pedophilia and rapists, when like per capita, ain't not even per capita, just by sheer numbers, they they're one of the safest countries in the fucking world.
Right?
And even and people go like, well, some crimes that go unreported. Yeah, and they did a report on that, and the statistics are still lower than ours, way lower. Like, in fact, their statistics are so low, almost 85% of their crimes are mostly committed by foreigners. And the 2 top foreigners who commit most of their crimes are Westerners, which is Americans and Europeans, or Chinese. And it's pretty funny. And it's like, so I like I said, I see certain animes that I'd be like, damn, yeah, that's a little bit suspect. But I don't judge an entire culture about that. And I told Boy that one time, I was like, now if Japan looked at us and said, oh, based off of what we've seen from this one news channel, we can assume all black people are violent and criminals, y'all will feel some kind of fucking way about it.
X.
And this is what's been irritating me the most, is like is the double standard. Y'all be the first to be like, oh, we're not a monolith, we're not a fucking hive mind, don't fucking group us all together. Oh, it's racist to be saying that based off of one thing. But here you are saying some pretty racist shit about a whole country based off of a few cartoon shows. And you honestly don't see the fallacy in it. And that's what kind of, to me, is the toxicity behind it. And we're not, and like the thing about it though is, as the Japanese said to Gary Conway, they're very aware. They're very aware of their own issues in their own community, and they don't need America to tell them this.
America
And it's
like to
sad
deny their
though,
own issues and they want to talk about everybody
right?
else.
Because they want to be in everybody else's business except fixing our own shit. Like that's just the simple, plain aspect of it. We in everybody else's business instead of worry about our own house. And that's how we getting fucked up right now by not only our own people with homemade motherfuckers who coming and blowing shit up. But we got foreigners coming through and doing the same shit too.
See,
So I
You
mean, mind your fucking business.
and you're 100% right. We worried about how someone else's house is looking when our house is just completely falling the fuck apart. And that's the best example I can use. We're like, well, their house is dirty. It's just it's disgusting. They haven't cut their grass.
while
I'm
our
like,
house is
my
on
man,
fire.
literally.
Or we got a leaking fucking ceiling.
Shit, the
Right.
ceiling had done fall.
See, you're not caving in.
Right.
Fucking leak.
Hole in it.
Nigga, we sleeping on tarps and shit. It's rain coming through it.
But no. We gotta worry about what the fuck they doing over there in their clean ass fucking mansion.
And I mean, like that's the thing. Is like I mean, like the thing about it is they said it best. It's like we're aware of our own issues, and we don't need you to tell us what we need to fix. And I thought that was just beautifully done. And the thing is, like, we have to do our best to pay attention and focus on ourselves, and we
Right.
can't even do that right now.
Right.
Now the toxicity does come when you talk about cancel. There, I mean, like, there are legit people who believe in like just ruining people's lives for not agreeing with them, and like and I'm not gonna say most of the toxicity for this new anime comes from like the newest generation. So one of the things I've been noticing in the anime community is these young kids would join 18 or over stream, channel, or group, and then demand the group change their rules. Like, bro, why are you in here? Then they'd be like, well, I'm a minor. Well, you ain't supposed to be here anyway. What the fuck you... How did you get in this group? And the thing about it though is like I've seen these situations. You have these kids, they would lie about their ages, be literally fucking 16, 15, 17 years old, get into these 18 and above, 18 and over groups, and then bitch and complain and want the rules to change because they feel offended. Like, bro, why would you lie about... First of all, there's a reason why it's called 18 or above. Like, if you're gonna throw the minor card, why the fuck did you come here? Get the hell out.
Now you can
And
bang.
then not even that shit. Like, if you don't like where the fuck you at, then fucking leave. Nobody told you to
Or if you don't...
stay.
If you don't like the show, don't fucking watch it.
Boom.
Yes. Like, that shit be getting on my nerve. Like, stop fucking up people's money because you fucked up.
Oh, that's where we at right now. People, this goes back into one of the political conversations we had, Jarrell, about socialism. This is wholly why I'm against it, because of the culture it creates, the controlling culture it creates, the idea that people look, man, and I know some people may disagree with me. You can, but I mean, people desire control. You give a motherfucker an inch, they'll take a mile, and that's where we're kind of at right now. We've given people control and power over other people's lives by saying, "Oh, you don't like what they say, we're just you can literally remove them."
Right.
And people want to do that.
And everybody wants to
about it
hop
though,
on the bandwagon to do so. Like,
and it's coming to anime culture. And the thing about it though, it's funny though, is it's like there was a time when I was literally for that stuff myself, and I'm not gonna even pretend I wasn't. There was a time where I was literally for that myself, and the reason why was because it was against actual bigots. But now in today's world, man, the words bigots, like the words racist and socialist and communist gets thrown around so fucking often, they literally have like lost all meaning. Because it's a way to fucking shut somebody up. The right side will always be like, oh, you don't agree with me, you're a communist. The left side, you don't agree with me, oh, you're a bigot. It's become a way to just shut people up. It's not even it's not even like an actual debate no more.
Like, in the cyberbully is fucking real. Like, they bullied Sonic into changing. I mean, granted, they did need to change the way Sonic looked, but they bullied a whole movie to do exactly the way they wanted it to be.
I mean, and honestly and truly, the sad part about it though is that gave them so much fucking power, because they was like, oh yeah, now we can do this to other people, and you can. So what made me start thinking about the toxicity of like the anime community was, I don't know if you heard, but people are legitly upset with the manga ending of Attack on Titan.
So they about to change that bullshit.
Well, no, the creator literally told them to kick rocks, and he's not changing shit. You have to understand, the Japanese are like the last bastions of, yo, bro, we're not changing the way our story is. Fuck you guys. They don't play that. But
why? Because it shows a reflection of how the world is right now, and it shows a little bit of reflection of America.
If you actually read the whole manga to its completion, it's not a happy ending. It's actually it's very realistic to how the fucking world is. They wanted a fucking happy ending. They wanted Eren and Mikasa to be together. They wanted everything to be perfect.
Nobody has the answer to that.
And the thing about it though is like, the creator literally said like this ending is not going to be what people expect it to be, and he held his truth to that. He wanted people to see the ugly side of war, and he showed it. I mean, I felt like we
Yep.
talked about Attack on Titan before, and like the pretenses of racism, oppression, and all of that on it, but like how history gets changed over time from the real one, and how you can basically make people believe something if you repeat it enough times. And like Attack on Titan covers all of that. It covers a lot of real shit that's actually going on in the world today. And people make,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, the end was bittersweet. It was bittersweet, and I was like, man, damn, this is fucked up. Attack on Titan's ending is truly fucked up, and I'm not going to really go into details about it for spoilers for people who hasn't read it yet or people who are waiting for the anime to be completed. But Attack on Titan ending was gritty. You know what else it was? It was real. And a lot of people didn't like it. So, the anime community, so you know people write their own fanfics all the time. So, apparently somebody's fanfic is getting animated. And a lot of people don't, and some people in the anime community agree with it, some people don't. The people who agree with it are the people who really weren't satisfied with the ending. The people who don't agree with it so far, from what I've seen, has the consensus like, yeah, we didn't like the ending either, but it's the artist's ending. It's the writer's ending. You don't have a right to just go alter his ending because you didn't like it. That's childish. And it's basically like, and it's basically, and I'm saying this as not only just like an anime fan, but as an artist myself. It's a bit insulting. Like, bro, write your own story. And when I mean write your own story, I mean legitimately just write your own story. Don't write a version of my story because you didn't like the ending. That's insulting.
Right.
Like that's the generation we're in now. The generation of, oh, I think I know better than the person who's a professional. Like that's literally what you're saying is you're trying to tell an artist you know what's better for his story than he does. And if you honestly knew better for his story, then you would have created the story first. Like, that's how I look at it. All you guys would have created Attack on Titan first. Y'all would have came up with Attack on Titan way before he did.
Right.
So to sit there and say that you think your ending is better than his, or that you think that he fucked up his own story, I mean, not everybody's going to like it, but it's not your story. And he knew he was going to have mixed reactions.
I appreciate fan art. I really do. But when you start going into doing things to pretty much insult the creators, it just... Let me say this. Long story short, we're in a generation where nobody has an idea of their own already.
Thank you.
Everybody.
Thank you.
So why would you go and feel comfortable enough to do that? Again, I say I am a huge fan of artists who love to do their own version.
It's the toxic anime community. Like, it comes back from the anime community, the people in the community who's the fix-it community. You know about I fixed it for you.
It wasn't broken.
The fucking point.
It wasn't broken.
That'd be disrespectful, boy.
Right.
If you love the story, you love the artwork and the animation, just leave it as the fuck it is. You ain't gotta like the damn how the artist did it. That's his story. Now, if you don't like it, you can make your own damn story and create your own damn ending the way you want to. Since you're so damn opinionated and creative.
The thing about it though is you have that today. Like one of the biggest fix-it parts of the story is what's the word I'm looking for? Y'all know who J. Scott Campbell is, right? He's done a lot of Marvel comic covers for Spider-Man. So a while ago, someone decided they didn't like one of his old Mary Jane covers and decided to do a fix-it version of it. And it was the typical, she has a big cleavage. You're a dirty sexist man who just trying to get his nuts off of a drawing. And they decided to fix it. So him being honestly, I thought this was pretty fucking funny. He did a fix-it to their fix-it because he was basically showing them like, well, oh, this is a pretty nice drawing, but your anatomy is all wrong. The legs wouldn't bend all this way, and like literally did a fix it to the fix it. I thought that shit was savage as fuck, bro. Like, like as an artist, you have to understand, like as an artist, people and artists understand each other. You as somebody once said, bro, you know. I forget the name of the artist who said it. He's like, I practiced art for 20 years to be able to draw this picture in 20 minutes. As an artist, most people don't really understand the work that goes into your work. And so when you get somebody who comes up and do some shit like that, it's like, oh, it's ultimately the artistic way of being a fucking asshole.
Right.
Like, it really is. So like when he did that shit was savage as fuck. But you see, and this is the kind of community we are in now. Everyone went after him. Well, he's a professional. This person's a fucking 16-year-old. Okay, well then tell the 16-year-old to stay in the 16-year-old's fucking place.
Right.
If you weren't like,
have respect for his elders.
Exactly. So the thing about it though is like it went from after his comeback, people started crying about how out of line he was, how he was a professional and this was a kid, and he basically was trolling on the kid and how that was so immature. No one was there saying to the child that you walked into an adult conversation. Now you mad because that adult basically told you to stay in a child's place.
Humble yourself.
And that exactly, humble your ass. Don't fucking open your fucking mouth and then be like, well, I'm a fucking minor. Nah, bro. If you're a minor, stay in a minor's place.
Now you choose to be a minor. I'm a minor.
You opened your mouth.
Right, they use that shit.
You opened your mouth.
They play their role.
They play that role
when they want to.
Exactly.
Right, when it appeases them. But when they used to tell us growing up, like, this grown people business, y'all go play in the kids' room, y'all go outside, because the moment, that's the problem. This new generation, and I hate to say this because it makes me sound so old, but to be truthful, this generation is so fucking entitled. And I'm like, because we babied the fuck out of these motherfuckers instead of really beating the shit out of them like our people did us when we was growing up.
Because we didn't want to be dicks, and it turned out being dicks was probably the right answer, man.
It was the perfect answer because I'm still an asshole.
The thing about it though is like the thing about it though is like you're right, BB, because like they played the roles, and back when we was growing up, you stayed out of grown folks' fucking business. Now if you
got dealt with like a grown ass motherfucking person.
Exactly. Like that shit. I mean, like to me, that shit wasn't even that bad. This motherfucker basically gave him a free fucking art lesson. Because the motherfucker's anatomy,
pretty much he had to pay for that.
Nah, the motherfucker's anatomy was fucked up. I ain't gonna even sit there and
And
say
gave him some clout too. Like I got some tips from such and such. What did you get? Like, and you bitched about it. All of a sudden you a minor. Humble yourself. Shut the fuck up.
People
like, get your ass.
People was trying to make all types of excuse from this kid. Oh, he's a minor. This guy's a professional artist. He's just an amateur. So if he's just an amateur, why the fuck is an amateur trying to fix a professional artist's work?
Right.
You're not doing nothing but digging yourself a hole by trying to defend this dude. Like he's just an amateur. This guy's
all you had to do was ignore him.
Yeah, that's the kind of mentality you got in the anime community now. You got people who have the mentality of rule for thee but not for me. Oh, I can say whatever I want. I can act like an asshole, but if you clap back, you're supposed to ignore me and not clap back. Nah, son, that's not how this works. You open your mouth, you catch the smoke. Like,
right.
Like you go hitting somebody and get mad when they pop you in your fucking jaw. And be like, mommy, take this fucking lick, nigga.
Facts. So I'm gonna ask you, what was one of the hot topics that you found was just stupidly controversial in anime?
This one that's still circling around, and we kind of touched on it a while back. Whether or not Sailor Moon can beat Goku.
Bro, that shit's mad fucking toxic. That shit got.
That's all. Yeah, that shit.
The whole Goku fanboy is just toxic as hell. Because I think to say, if you can find a sufficient one, the DBZ lovers are the fake anime lovers to me. You're not anime watchers. You're just DBZ watchers. That's not the same thing.
They dick riders.
That's like motherfuckers.
Dick and ball riders.
That's like motherfuckers who play Madden all day. Be like, yeah, I'm a gamer. What games you play besides Madden, bro? Like, if the only anime you watch is DBZ, you can't really say you. I mean, like, I guess you could say you like anime, but you can't even say you like anime because DBZ was your gateway anime, and that was mostly English dub. So you can't even say you enjoy real anime at that point. And
right.
I hate to be like that, but no, yeah, that's a real toxic scenario. Is like, and I mean, I'm a dickhead. I pick Sailor Moon just to be an asshole.
Used to be an asshole, boy.
And you know I've watched all the Sailor Moons too. I don't even give a fuck. I watched the newest one too, and she OP as fuck in the newest one as well. Like I don't care.
And I'm trying not to watch it yet till all the seasons. I mean, till all the episodes come out. But good God, they got me horny as hell for Sailor Moon.
What?
Hold
on, whoa.
Yes, I said what I said. I said what I said. Cause Sailor Moon is mine.
Even the dog got something to say about that shit. Yeah, even the dog like, yo, whoa, hold the fuck up.
Yeah, she is out of
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm inbounds, motherfucker. I'm inbounds. Listen, I used to do
about that conversation at all.
Always gotta bring sex to anime. You
I'm just
goddamn
saying, you know, because I used to be a hardcore Sailor Moon fan.
Watch the
I used to do
hentai
all
get
the
it over
moves. No, I wasn't. You know what? See,
I'm inbound.
that is why.
Inbound about what you said. Nothing.
Nothing at all.
That is why. Nah, fuck that. I used to know all the fucking Sailor Moon transformation poses, all of them, all the way down to fucking Minnie Moon and her little crew. With when the fucking 3 outer universe motherfuckers came through, I knew them too. I can't remember none of their names right now. I gotta go back and rewatch it. But oh my god, and y'all can't sit up here and say y'all didn't get horny for Sailor Moon. I'm not.
I didn't even watch Sailor Moon like that. To be honest,
like be real talk. Like I don't even know how you could just be up there, but like, yeah, I got horny for Sailor Moon.
Well, it wasn't Sailor Moon. I got horny for Sailor Mars. Sailor Mars was the shit. Ray was the shit. She really was the shit. Still is the shit. I can't even say what between her and Sailor Jupiter. I forgot Sailor Jupiter's real name or anime name, but oh no, I said it right. Her real name versus her American name. I forgot. But between those two and Pluto, oh man, those are my favorite ones. Okay, but anyway, continue. Sorry.
No, anyway, you just don't say that and then be like, anyway, continue.
You know, we're just moving on here.
There's no way you can get out of that. There's no way to close it and you just get away from that. What you just said. We are not going to act like you just say.
I know, we're not moving on from the subject like that. You ain't going to be sitting there and be like...
You don't do that.
You ain't going to be like, oh... I'm horny for Sailor Moon, but we just
what?
The whole conversation.
Oh, what? Wait a goddamn
minute. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Sailor Moon, it's Sailor Jupiter, Sailor Mars, and Sailor Pluto.
I think for more people, this is what I think.
Tuxedo Mask is okay, but
wait, what is
I'd rather have Uranus.
I'm sorry, that voice just came out of nowhere on my phone.
I was saying, what the hell was all that? Anyhow, I feel okay. So personally, what I felt was like super toxic. He was watching porn. He was like,
No, I was not.
Show me porn. Show
you
me
ever say
that.
horny and you went and look for your own type of hentai porn. It's okay.
Said, show me that backside.
That was. It sounded like porn. That's your damn Sailor Moon shows.
Anywho, continue out.
Yo, so for me, the most toxic fucking take on anime is, and I'm bringing this back up again, Bond and Elissa or Elena, whatever Elaine, what's her name? Elaine, wasn't it? The fucking fairy.
Yes, Elaine.
Motherfuckers piss me off about that shit so fucking much. And the reason, Bond's a pedophile. How is he a pedophile? He's dating that fairy. Bro, she's like 6,000 years old.
Elaine's the pedophile.
She's the pedophile.
She's mostly the pedophile. She's the pedophile.
It's the way her body looks. She looks like a kid. Like my nigga, you know there are actual women with that body type, right?
Didn't you meet that man when he was like, what, 17, 16?
I mean, the thing about it though was like, I'm trying to explain to somebody, like, you know there's actual women in the world with that body type, right? So they don't have to put it in the anime. Is he, what? Like, what, huh? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, that shit pisses me off, dude. Like, bro, that motherfucker loud as shit.
He's He is on me ever since I came to the door. Here, I got you. Here.
He wants some attention.
Damn, baby. Yeah, he do. Yeah, that's why I'm cradling him like a baby right now. He just sitting there taking it. Get off.
You gotta teach him some tough love. Put that motherfucker in the cage and just let him whine. I'm playing. Don't do that.
Oh, I do that every night when we go to bed.
But no, the thing about it though is like I found the Lena one. I found that one annoying as fuck, bro. It's like y'all just looking for issues right now, and I feel it's just, bro, come on, stop.
Right.
Like that
That's
one.
all.
Go ahead, BB. Sorry.
No, that's pretty much it. They just looking for shit to argue about. They can't argue about nothing else, and they can't bitch about nothing else. So they coming into our anime and fucking our shit up and pissing us real anime people the fuck off because they won't come in and shut up and sit the fuck down. That's all I want to say.
Like this legit lolicon shit, like in anime that no one fucking accepts. But like, bro, if she's built like a little girl and she's 500 years old, or she's actually like an actual adult in the story, I'm sorry. And they be using the age as the way to hide it. Like, no, bro, there's legit animes. There's legit females. Oh shit. There's legit females who look like this all the time, dude. And
she speaks like a grown woman in the anime.
Dude, so 100%, if you actually watch My Scientific Railgun, My Scientific Railgun, the anime, that one, it's Justice Younglings. It's what's going on, Jay? How you doing? Sorry, my fucking screen wasn't set up. I can't see you. There's, like I said, in My Scientific Railgun and Magical Index, there's an anime teacher who literally looks like, there's a teacher in the story who looks like a little girl. She is short as fuck and looks like a little girl. The funniest part though is like, there's Japanese women that look like this too. I used to work with one when I was stationed in Japan. Her name was Yukiko. Yukiko looked like, and I told you about the business. Yeah, I told you about the businesswoman I used to that I dated for a while too. But Yukiko was short as fuck and looked like a fucking child. Like, and she was just the sweetest woman you ever met in your life. She was. You would, I mean, looking at this woman, you would never tell she was married with 3 kids. I'm trying to figure out how she pushed out 3 kids to begin with. She was tiny as hell. But
you wanted to hit it, didn't you?
Oh no, here we go.
Wanted to hit it, didn't you?
She was a married woman, baby. Hold on.
BB trying to get you in trouble.
I know she really does. BB be like, oh yeah, the dirty dog.
You wanted to toot it and boot it, didn't you?
BB, what do you be talking about? Like,
looking like a little kid. All right.
I mean, like, but see, you know what pisses me off the most is the same motherfuckers trying to call anime. The same motherfuckers trying to say anime is pedophilic, are the same motherfuckers who was defending cuties, like literally last year. Say I'm wrong. Say I'm wrong.
You're not. I can agree. You're not wrong. Shit is fucking sad.
Alright, now we got the echo going on. Jarrell, what are you
I'm
doing?
sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to get on Twitch, but then the sound came through loud as hell.
I thought you was on Twitch.
No, I wasn't.
That's me. And Jay is on too. Well, he watching.
Yo, Jay said he forgot all about that shit. You forgot about cuties, or you forgot about the bullshit we had to go through last year? Motherfucker, I wish I could forget.
There it is. Boom.
No, but the thing about it though is like you gotta understand that. All right, Jarrell, your turn. What was one of your most toxic anime encounters?
Toxic anime encounters. I don't really have one.
It's nuts.
You fool! Really? You don't got one?
I don't have one. Like I enjoy the animes I've watched. Like I really like. Oh, damn,
well, I'm talking about in the we talking about in the anime groups. You never ban in the group and just encountered some bullshit from these motherfuckers?
No, because I don't be in them. I don't be in groups. I don't be in groups. I'm like an individual. I don't like. I'll see the memes and stuff. I'll give it the memes. I'll look at the memes, the ha memes. But I don't really interact in the group because I don't want to encounter that stuff.
All right,
like,
so
I be hearing from both you and BB, and BB invite me to anime group. I think.
Okay, I'll go with one. So
I did with your fat head.
You'll be surprised like the number of people who like the number of people who act like they know comics and don't, and then they and then open their mouths and you realize they don't. So we talked about pandering before and basically like blackwashing already existing characters, and I honestly don't like that. But when I heard about
blackwashing is a thing now. I can't believe it.
It really is. And it's sad that it's actually a thing now, but it's fucked up because
I know there was whitewashing going on like a motherfucker, but I know
so the thing about it is they've done for two different reasons. Whitewashing is done because well they want the character to be white. Blackwashing is done because they want to take money from the community. When they make it like it's lazy as fuck when you just turn an already existing character black or whatever orientation, because it's really lazy because you're basically like, well, we don't want to create a new character, we don't want to put in all that work, but we do want your money.
Yeah, like how you said about Superman last time.
Yeah, when there's already two versions.
Still confused the fuck out of me. Sorry.
There's already two versions of a black Superman. So this is the funny part. So Michael B. Jordan is going to actually do a Superman of Val Zod, one of the black Supermans in Earth 2. So I'm actually for it because that's an already established black character, and they're bringing more popularity to an established black character. Motherfuckers who don't know anything about the character are like, oh, they're just blackwashing, and I literally had to argue with people like, bro, no, Val Zod is an already black character, and they're like, no, he's not. Yes,
they better not kill him.
Existed.
But they better not kill him all. So that's what I'm worried about. They doing that shit just to bring in the I know.
They're gonna kill him off.
No, they better fucking not.
That's the shit that's pissing me off though. They bringing it in just so they can get more money, especially from us.
Ooh.
Or confuse some of the people who don't want to fucking read and then kill them. That's the shit that's pissing me.
Jay brought up a good one. Jay said when people say Goku can solo the Marvel or DC universe. Yes. Oh, yes. Because anyone who reads motherfucking Marvel or DC comics knows Goku could not even... Bro, Goku would get bitch slapped by Spectrum. Excuse me. Goku would get bitch slapped by fucking the Living Tribunal. Dead ass. I don't care what nobody says. Fight me on that shit.
Like, he can't... Because, you know, in that universe, in the Dragon Ball Z universe, you see he can't beat the Celestials.
He can't even beat the fucking gods.
The angels... The guys, he can't even beat, and then the top guy over the guys, I forgot his name. Little blue guy who acted like Zeno who acted like a kid. Can't beat him because he could bloop him with one finger. So you know,
Goku is barely even multiverse. Goku's barely universal. Superman to this date has one punched an entire multiverse.
An entire multiverse, goddamn.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was sun dipped as fuck, which is, I guess, would be his version of Super Saiyan, if I guess you want to go in that one.
Yeah, he didn't went gold.
He literally went gold. I'm not gonna even lie to you. But he sun dipped as fuck, bro. But he one-shotted an entire multiverse. And some people try to argue it was a fake multiverse. No, it was still pretty much real in that sense of the density, the planets, what's there. It was still the same magnitude of an actual multiverse. Whether it was falsely created or not, it was still a multiverse. The writer confirmed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
This man one-shotted the entire multiverse. He just one-shot that bitch. And it's like, how, like, and when you try to explain this to people, they be like, Vegeta and Goku can solo the entire Marvel universe. This goes to show y'all don't even know what's in the bro. You got motherfuckers. You got. Like, let's just go.
Shit,
we're not even going to talk about Thanos. We're not even going to talk about Thanos. Let's talk about Kane. Let's talk about Legion. Let's talk about Bro, let's talk about Mephistopheles. Let's talk about fucking Rune King Thor.
I forgot about him too. Let's
talk about Molecule Man. Let's talk about Franklin Richards. Bro, let's talk about the Griever of all things, which is literally the fucking embodiment of entropy. You know what entropy is, right? Entropy is the death of all energy. You think Goku gonna beat someone who is the death of all energy? Bro, she gonna kill him because everything he does is energy.
No, that's not
I gotta gather chi for a spirit bomb. Hold on, guys.
She gonna eat that spirit bomb. Like literally eat it.
that's not true. Goku the shit. Goku will take anybody else.
Bro, that's one of the biggest toxic parts of like anime, bro.
If he
One
can't
of
do it, Saitama can.
Oh god, don't get me started on that, bro. Saitama's a gag character. He can beat anybody.
Saitama's the god tier. He's the god tier. My puppy is being so damn bad. And this is a bad time because I have to pay attention to the podcast. Oh! I'm sorry.
Alright.
They said I have so much attention for the show.
The other thing about it though is Jay brought up another good topic was apparently the Taskmaster in Black Widow was not all that she was supposed to be. They lied to him.
Oh yeah, Taskmaster turned out to be a woman in the movie.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers was
Now, why did you say something? Because I still haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I wasn't gonna go see it anyway.
I was going to go see it really much.
I'm trying to wait. I
wasn't gonna go see it because I can't. You gotta convince me. You gotta convince me it's a part of like the main Marvel story, and I don't know how it would be when like this story should have came out. The story of Black Widow should have been came out. If y'all was gonna do this shit should have been like super early in the phase plan. Not now. Jay said the movie
Guess
was
what
so
they're
regular.
doing?
What?
Guess what they're doing? Fast and the Furious. Everybody want to be Fast and the Furious now.
How they
Throwing
gonna do
shit
it
all
without
out
The
of
Rock?
motherfucking out of order. Throwing shit out all the motherfucking order.
Don't even joke like that, yo. They're gonna have.
I'm
Gonna
not
have
even
fucking.
joking.
Gonna have fuck. Hey, you know, if they would have did that shit, I would have been so mad having her fight Taskmaster and Vin Diesel show up. I got you, family.
No. Goku can't beat Vin Diesel.
At this point, we can agree that Vin Diesel could probably beat Goku. We're just gonna go ahead and say that. The power of family, man.
Our family is mighty.
Family.
Okay? Nothing can beat family.
And the fact that no matter what this motherfucker do, he don't die.
Trust me, it can work.
Shit.
Backflipping off a cliff, we can work
We're
it.
family.
Because we're family.
Family.
Do you trust me?
Shit's so scary as fuck.
Oh shit.
What makes
Still
you
ain't
believe in
seen
work?
Furious 9. Still not gonna see Furious 9. And he just kill that shit I already did.
Bro,
Rock
Fast and
not give
Furious-
up on the movie theater. You don't give up on the movie. Oh, because he was beefing with Vin Diesel.
I mean, I would see a movie if those motherfuckers actually fought in the movie.
They fought one time.
Real life.
No, in the movie. In the movie, they fought.
I know they fought in the movie, but I would rather see them fight in
Vin
real
Diesel ain't
life.
gonna fight Rock in real life. Oh, damn, Paul.
Vin Diesel probably would fight Rock in real life. That motherfucker probably thinks
I
he's
think
real
he
life
would.
ready. I really think he would too.
Vin Diesel is out of shape. He's not even in shape. He gets in shape for movie roles. He don't be in shape on a regular.
You say he gets in shape for movie roles.
Oh, Fast and Furious coming up? Let me go to the gym real quick. Family! Family!
Fucking ass.
Y'all.
Fucking ass.
Alright, fuck this shit. Y'all stupid. Alright. So, BB, what do you think is the best way of fixing this and basically fixing this whole toxicity with anime thing? How do we fix this?
I guess just wait till the new fad comes along. I say we got about 3 more years of this bullshit. People will get bored of us eventually. And we'll be the outcasts again. So,
I
love being an outcast.
I kind of did myself because this is I gotta do this. This is not it.
Right. I don't like all. I mean, like, granted, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that more people are becoming more indulged in it, especially because cosplay now is growing to a bigger platform than it has in such a very long time.
Jay says
But-
I'm beating their ass.
Bring the gatekeepers back. Bring the gangster gatekeepers back. The one that will beat your ass if you didn't read the manga.
Nah, yeah, man. Bring those motherfuckers who read the manga or the light novels. The motherfuckers who be rubbing in your face like peasant. Oh, you didn't read the manga, peasant.
You
You know,
just
to be
watch
fair,
the
I
show.
haven't read the mangas either, but I respect manga stories more than I respect the anime.
I don't read all of them.
Sometimes animes
I have favorites.
don't do so well. But like there is a thing about anime mangakas being underpaid and being underpaid and overworked. And the thing about it though is like there's a lot of stuff that goes on into that. We'll talk about that later though. So because we're running out of time. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Blerd Talk. We appreciate you guys. Please let us know what your opinion is. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like and the subscribe button. Please or hit the notification so you can continue to get notifications. But let us know how you feel about certain toxicity in the anime community and what can we do to fix it and basically bring anime back to being an acceptable community where all people can come over and just be loved for what they like to watch. We're not gonna judge you. Hey, you like Chobits? You like Chobits. You like Boku no Pico? I mean, I'm gonna think you weird, but that's fine by me, bro.
Come in, shut the fuck up, and
enjoy the goddamn TV show.
Don't
God.
come in here with your toxic bullshit. This is a public service announcement. Fuck Goku. Alright,
She
I'm
said,
done.
"Fuck Goku."
Yeah, fuck Goku.
I'm done.
Damn.
Thank you guys for tuning in, though. Appreciate it. All right, this is Blerd
Adios.
Talk out. Everyone say bye.
Suck it.
Fuck the ball.
No, all right, cool.